And now we move to Canada, where the Arctic is heating up, not just from climate change, but from rising geopolitical interest. With oil, gas, minerals, and fish up for grabs, countries like the United States and Russia are increasing their Arctic presence. And even China, despite not bordering the region, sees it as a vital global crossroads. This growing competition has forced Canada to act swiftly to safeguard its territory and to protect its sovereignty. Canada is boosting its military and diplomatic efforts. In fact, the Trudeau government has announced plans to deploy patrol ships, icebreakers, submarines capable of operating under the ice cap, surveillance planes, and drones. These resources will strengthen monitoring capabilities and improve response times in emergencies.
The Ranger,
who is a reservist in the Canadian Army, yes, it's our eyes, it's our ears, but it's also a permanent presence of the Canadian forces throughout the North. The Ranger is fundamental to the security of the Canadian North. There's no question about it.
Fondamental.
However, climate change is making the Northwest Passage of the Arctic increasingly accessible, offering a shorter route between Europe and Asia. And with increased ship traffic, the risk of accidents in the region remains the greatest adversary.
In a lot of our more remote communities, there isn't the capacity to have a full-time military force. So what the Rangers represent to the Canadian military is the ability to have in each community a reserve force that is able to rapidly force project to react to anything like an issue with regards to a breach of sovereignty, potentially a major air disaster, somebody in the community might go missing.
The outgoing Prime Minister announced an update of the country's 2017 defense policy in April of last year by placing more emphasis on the country's Arctic and northern territories. And the policy saw an additional 8.1 billion Canadian dollars of 5.9 billion US dollars for military spending, which will be rolled out over the next 5 years. And the country's defense budget was also increased from the current $30 billion to $50 billion by 2029. So as Canada wraps up its Arctic strategy, the region's future remains uncertain, yet the ice continues to melt and global interest intensifies. With Canada set to choose a new leader on March 9th, how will the nation navigate through these frozen, uncharted waters that will shape the country's future for decades to come?
Merci beaucoup. Hi, how are you?
Very well, thanks.
Thank you for being here.
Namaste, Mr. President.
Bharat Kelogan, Komeri Namaste.
How many people generally follow you in interviews?
Typically in a month, we have viewers up to 150 million. That's more than twice the population of France. And in the last 2 years, we had 3 billion viewers. So I say, Laurent, this is your chance to be famous. You're on Firstpost. One word to describe your equation with Prime Minister Modi.
Amitié.
As India and France work together, are you creating a new era of non-alignment in the technology space?
India is a training superpower. 1 million engineers a year, more than all of Europe and the US combined. So we have that partnership. We have a partnership on the environment and the economy. We also have civilian nuclear programs, and that is something we've developed far beyond the France-India relationship. So we want to work together on AI.
And then comes China with its DeepSeek, creating models at a fraction of the cost. Did that innovation take you by surprise? Did that breakthrough make you sit up and think, what did the Chinese do and how?
But what did DeepSeek do? They took everything that was already available from the last AI model, and then they recalibrated it.
So are you going to ban Chinese AI in France?
So we don't have this American approach of banning tech because of where it comes from.